All right, this is kind of silly, but I'm actually trying to memorize the entire book of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try from memory, just go through all the chapters and some of the main points, and we'll just see how that goes. So chapter 1, and I'm using the memory palace. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But basically, it's just a way that I could try and store everything from the book. So here, this is chapter 1, Don't Try. The floor mat is the feedback loop from hell. And over here is, so Mark, what the F is the point about this book anyway? So Mark talks about the importance of not giving a fook, if you will. Okay, then over to chapter 2, which is my garage, and that is happiness is the problem. So when I go into my garage, my wife's car is not here, so that's going to throw me off a little bit. But normally, I come into the garage and my wife's Kona would be there, and that would be the misadventures of the disappointment panda. So that's that. And then I would have, happiness. Yeah, happiness. Okay, so it's kind of weird, but anyways, this bookshelf is, trying to do it in order too, but wherever I look, I see headings and all that kind of stuff. So here, this is solving happiness is solving problems. So if you could solve problems, you'll be happy. So this one here, my golf clubs, emotions are overrated, because sometimes if your emotions go up or down, it can affect your golf score. So that's that. And then up there is a tire rack, which I got to put my tires up there. And that is, you're always choosing. So, no, that's not it. Choose your struggle. You're always choosing is another chapter. So that's that. Crazy. And then over here is the bathroom. So in the bathroom, this one is you're not special. So I have here, this is basically the bookshelf where things fall apart, and this is where Mark talks about when he was in school and his principal, Mr. Price, met him in class one day and basically searched all his contents and found some marijuana in a nutshell. What else do we have here? We have the tyranny of exceptionalism, and then the mirror is so what is it? But if I'm not extraordinary or special, what's the point? So he talks about that. And over here, this is I apologize, my house is a little bit messy, but over here is the island, and this is the value of suffering. So he talks a little bit about, I believe this is where he uses an illustration of this Japanese soldier, World War II, that basically fought years after the war, like 30 years or whatever after the war. So, and then my sink is Rockstar Problems, and then the garbage is shitty values, and then defining good values and bad values is my dishwasher. And then over here, so what chapter is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So chapter 5 now is you're always choosing, and this TV is the choice. And then I have the responsibility fault fallacy. That's that. This one's a little bit tougher for me, but responding to tragedy, that's with that chick that got shot in the face by the Taliban. And then we have over here is the victimhood chick, which is basically, I just picture a chick lying there complaining about everything, always on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And then over there, my little coffee table is, there is no how, okay? You're not going to solve everything. And then over here, oh, this one's a tough one. My dining room table. This one is, oh, you're wrong about everything, but so am I. And then you have the something of uncertainty, the danger of certainty. And then over there is Mark's law of avoidance. And then, oh yeah, that mantle there is my family pictures, is kill yourself. I know it sounds kind of sad, but anyways, talks a little bit about that. I know I'm missing something. We're the architects of our beliefs, which is the table itself. And then over here this is my leading out to my deck. It's my little patio door, and basically failure is the way forward. So then I come out here, and it might rain, so I still have the covers on my chairs, and this is the failure success paradox. So failure, one chair, success, the other one, paradox. And then over here is we just finished our garden here, so dug it all up, spent a few days doing that. I had to rip all the grass out by hand, but that is pain is part of the process. And yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. I'm probably missing something. Oh, this here, this swing is just do something. Get out and do something. Fail, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just try something different. So that's that. What else do we have? And then over here, hopefully I have the chapter titles right. Over here is, this one is, what is this one? This is chapter 8. Has something to do with boundaries. Oh, the importance of saying no. So I forget what this one is. It'll probably come to me in a little bit. I can't remember, but I know this is boundaries. And then, oh, what is that? Something, oh, I could see it's something, oh, fear, no. Something leads, makes your life better. Rejection makes your life better. So that's what that is, rejection. Kind of hard to symbolize that, but anyways. Then you have boundaries, and then you need to have, you need to be able to build trust. And how do you do that? Well, build trust is I use these mitts to grab stuff out of the oven, so I trust the mitts. And then there's something else I'm missing in there. Oh, there's freedom through commitment. And over here, it's my fridge. This is the last chapter, and then you die. So there's awareness, self-awareness on the other side, something like that. Anyways, the last one is sunny side of death. So that's basically, in a nutshell, I have all the chapters memorized, and then I have the titles memorized, and then the subpoints. So right now I'm just trying to inject more content inside of all those chapter headings, because I want to be able, if somebody said, hey, you know, like, what is, you know, like I give a care about, I don't know, social media or whatever. Well, I can go to the victimhood chick, that chapter there, I think that's 5, and I could talk about, you know, like we really shouldn't give a shit about whatever anybody says. And if somebody says, man, I want to write music and all this kind of stuff, but I'm not as good as these people, I'm not as talented. Well, that's the Rockstar Problem in my think. Because there are a couple of musicians, Dave Matheson, or Dave Mason, I forget the guy's name. Anyways, he got kicked out of a band, created a band called Megadeth, sold 20 million records. But he was always comparing himself to Metallica, who sold 120 million records. So that's a Rockstar Problem. That's a problem. So you could choose whether or not that you want problems in life based on your values. So if you have shitty values, you're going to be comparing yourself to anybody, and you really shouldn't do that. So you need to be able to define good values versus bad values. Like, what are your bad values? And so he talks about that. And then the other guy got kicked out from the Beatles, Pete Best, lived a great life, married his love of his life, was not bitter towards the Beatles whatsoever. Actually enjoyed his life. So you get two people, Dave, why can't I remember that guy's name? Dave something. Bittersweet. And then you get the other guy, Pete Best. Awesome. Lived an awesome lifestyle. So I know I'm kind of rambling, but it's kind of all in my head. And I think the ability to be able to have a discussion intellectually about a book is the key. And that's why I decided to try and memorize this book, is I just want to remember the books that I've read, because that's very important to me. So many times I've just blown through books and I put it away and I'm like, I don't remember anything I read. I was trying to read it too fast. So anyways, that's it. So the next book I'm probably going to reread. A little bit slower pace is The 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I went and actually saw this guy a couple years ago. And that was fantastic. The guy spoke for like 4 hours straight. And it was just awesome. I couldn't believe the place was sold out. People were watching this guy. And truth be known, he actually uses the Memory Palace as well to help him remember important things. So that's how he can ramble on forever. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope that made sense. If you want to remember books, or at least some of the content in the books, then I would encourage you to use the Memory Palace. Thanks. See you later.